I saw a post recently that said people will never rise above their opinion of themselves.
Number 2. There's room for everyone on the nice list.
Oh, today. Right? And so why is that so important, guys? A lot of times with social media, with the news, with everything going on, we focus so much more on other people's opinions of us, when at the end of the day, the only thing that matters, the only thing that drives our behaviors and drives our success, guys, is our own opinion of who? Ourselves. So guys, behind me I have a quick chart, right? So guys, if you look at what is identity, right? What is identity? Guys, identity is who you believe that you are. Identity is what you believe that you deserve. If you wake up every day and you tell yourself, I am wealthy, I am positive, I am great, I am impactful, that will eventually become the belief system, the core value of who you are, right? If you wake up every day and you say, I'm not consistent, I wake up late, then you become that person, right? And so guys, your identity is a makeup of all of the core values, beliefs, the mindsets, the experiences that you have. You see here, beliefs, experiences, morals, values, principles, your faith, your religion, the culture that you're a part of, right? Your money blueprint, how do you see money? Right? The language you speak, your education, your view on education, your abilities, and your habits. Guys, this all makes up your identity. Now, why is your identity so important? Because guys, as again, you heard it, you will never rise above the view that you have of yourself. Where does this play a role, especially when it comes to business, right? I got a lot of entrepreneurs that follow me, guys. One thing I do believe is that you will never out-earn your identity for a long period of time. What does that mean? Let's take a look at this chart, guys. If you look here, you have a line. This black line represents your identity over time, right? Your identity over time, when you put a consistent effort into building your belief. Because guys, all of these different things here, your morals, values, your principles, your faith, would you guys agree that these are things that you have to build? Right now, we're all raised in an environment that instills some of this stuff in us, but guys, we don't have to keep it that way forever, right? Like for example, right? Our faith, our religion, right? We may grow up in a household that doesn't believe in God, right? But that doesn't mean that we have to live that way, right? It's our job to mold our own identity. And so if you are molding your identity, this line, as your identity increases, so will your value to the world. And as an entrepreneur, the value you offer to the world is reciprocated by the income that you make, okay? And so what happens is this, guys, if you're congruent with your self-identity, if you're congruent with who you believe that you are, what will happen is you will make the amount of money that you believe that you're worth, right? So if hey, you know what? The habits that I have as a human being, I'm worth $500,000. The habits I have as a human being, I'm worth $2 million. I'm worth 40 million, whatever the case may be. Now, what happens is this, guys, sometimes what we can do, if you guys see this blue line here, the income goes up first, right? Sometimes what can happen is this, we get lucky. We're extremely talented at something, right? We just land a jackpot, whatever the case may be, right? And so our income shoots up. And our income goes way higher than our identity, because we haven't worked on our identity yet. We haven't worked on, our money blueprint. We haven't worked on our habits. We haven't worked on, growing ourselves, reading, right? We haven't really experienced anything yet. So our money shoots up, right? There's something that one of my mentors calls the talented amateur. That's somebody that's like a one-hit wonder, right? Like they're really talented and something takes off, but they're an amateur because they haven't built a consistent system. They are not a professional in their field, and they're not really doing anything to consistently grow their identity. They kind of just got lucky, right? And so what can happen is this, guys, this line, this black line acts as a magnet, okay? This black line acts as a magnet. What do I mean by that? Guys, if your income shoots up, but you haven't raised your identity yet, right? What will happen eventually, guys, your income will fall right back to where this identity line is. Now, if the income shoots too high up and the identity hasn't gotten there, sometimes what can happen, guys, is that the income can now fall so much that it hurts our identity and it's hard to recover from a fall that's steep, okay? Now, The flip side, there are people out there, guys, that are growing their identity, but their income is still low. There are people out there that are building habits, right? They're growing as a person, they're reading, they're improving, they're learning more about money and finances, they're being more consistent on social media, they're building their business, doing whatever case may be. However, their income hasn't caught up yet, right? Guys, what happens when your identity gets ahead of your income? It's only a matter of time until that magnetic pull takes place and your income shoots up, and it'll actually go above and beyond whatever you even thought, saw, or imagined, because you built your identity up. Guys, it's like a rubber band, it's like a magnet, right? And so, guys, people that are congruent with their identity typically will earn what they believe that they deserve. And so, guys, this is something I've seen time and time again. I've seen people go out there and make $1 million a year, and then what do? They lose it all. Have you ever seen someone who won the lottery? They made a lot of money, but then they lost it. Guys, building wealth is about identity. Building wealth has nothing, think about it. Guys, building wealth has nothing to do with how much money you're making. You want to know why? Because if you have not built your identity, if you have not built your habits, your income will fall back down and then below what your identity is, right? A lot of times the mistake that we make is that we jump into a field that's going to pay us a lot of money, but we haven't yet built the habits to learn how to retain the money. They say wealth is not about how much money you make, it's how much money can you keep. I was talking to a young man earlier today. He told me that, he was in an environment where he's building a business as an entrepreneur, but it's pretty difficult, right? He's got to be super consistent to build a social media platform. He's got to go out there, speak with agents, speak with clients, get referrals, and get to a point where he can start to attract business to him, right? And he said, you know what? I'd rather do it a different way, because this way I can get the clientele sent to me, right? He said, I want to get the clientele sent to me, right? Because it's easier. I said, yes, you're right. And I told him something. I said this: if you do it that way, you can make income faster because you get clients sent to you. But because it's easier, you actually won't grow your identity at the same rate, right? One way to raise your identity is to come through on your word, is to go out there and set a target and hit it. When you hit it, you raise your confidence. When you raise your confidence, you raise your identity. You now believe you deserve more. This is why they say, guys, the fear of poverty is the reason why most people don't become wealthy, because they're so afraid to fail. They never go out there and achieve anything. Guys, talk to somebody that has been at the bottom before. If you've ever been at the bottom and then you make it out of it, how much confidence does someone walk with? If they, even for myself, guys, even something small, like I played basketball, I was on a team. And if you've ever played sports and you were on a terrible team, right? You guys were 5-24, right? I'm telling you guys my past, right? And then the last year, you guys changed the whole program around. The last year you go out there and you either fight for a championship, you win a championship. How much confidence did you guys build? Because you knew, look where we were and now where we're going, right? Look where we were and now where we're going, right? Guys, we can't be afraid to go through the negative things in life, guys, because that's actually what builds our identity. Because when you get out of it, you have so much confidence and conviction to know that if you're ever there again, you'll get out. Guys, last thing I'll leave you with is this. Booker T. Washington has a book, guys. I think it's called Up From Slavery. It flipped my mind, guys, hearing it. Booker T. Washington, he says something. He says it's better to have been a slave because those that were slave masters robbed themselves of a certain level of grit and conviction and perseverance because they had never gone through what he had gone through. What does that mean? Is this guy saying it's good to be a slave? Guys, what he's saying is because he had to fight for everything in his life, because he had to dig himself out of a hole, he now walks in a certain level of conviction that he knows that he can accomplish anything in life. But he said, unfortunately, what can happen is if we're handed things and we don't have to fight for things, we never gain that same confidence. Like deep down, we know that, I know this was given to me. And, if I was to ever fail, like to lose everything, I'm not sure if I'd be able to bounce back from this. And so subconsciously, there's a little bit of fear. We don't move with the same conviction because we're afraid to fail, because we know if we fail, we don't believe in ourselves that we can get ourselves out of it. With that being said, guys, this is something that's played a huge role in the way that I've built my business. Guys, I had choices to go and do different things that would get me faster income early on, but it wasn't going to challenge me to raise my identity, right? Guys, I had a chance to go get a pretty nice paying job, right? Make some good money while I was there. But I made a decision. I said, hey, I'm going to go this route. I know it's going to be tough, but I'm going to raise my identity. I'm going to build my identity. I'm going to build my skill set. I'm going to build who I am as an individual. It's going to be challenging. I'm going to have to work. I'm going to have to grow myself. But when I grow myself, I'm going to put myself in a position where when I make that income, I will never lose it. They say that two people can make the same income and have the same lifestyle. But one person built it on the right morals, values, and principles. And guess what? They'll never have to fight to keep it. So with that being said, guys, I hope you guys got some value from this video. Like, share, subscribe. If you catch it on Instagram, then save and bookmark. Go ahead and show me some love, guys. I would love to do the same for you guys, and send it. There's somebody that may need this content, guys. Feel free to share it to them. All right, you guys have a great day. We'll talk soon. Take care. Bye-bye.